Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for being here. Listen, I hope you all are having an amazing day. Welcome to the second episode of our brand new segment called Couch Conversations. It has been amazing. Thank you all so much for the feedback on the new segment here. It's been going great, and today we're going to have another great episode. We're going to talk about something that is very, I think something that we need to discuss, especially as teenagers, and I brought this up before in Tuesday Talk, Thursday Thoughts, Weekend Recap, but it's the same topic, but on a different platform. We're going to be talking about friendship and how to be a good friend. So let's get into it. Essentially, we all know that reciprocation, trust, honesty, loyalty, communication, respect, all of those things are literally the saving grace of how a friendship works. That's simple facts. In a friendship, don't always look at people in the perspective to see what they can do for you all the time and make it more of a transactional thing. Because when you make a friendship more about the aspects of, transactional, seeing what you can get from other people, you tend to learn how to take advantage of that person when you do it in that perspective. If you gonna request for someone to do something for you, make the extra commitment to, ask if they need something done as well, or need help in a certain area, so that it's a win-win for both ends of the spectrum, and that one person isn't pouring into the other and it's not being reciprocated, and vice versa. My friends and I, we have a system. It's been the same system for quite some time. Example, like, okay, I'll take Spanish work, I'll send it to you, give you a brief explanation of how to do it, and you do the same thing in math for me though. Tell me how to do it, and all that stuff, and we'll be good to go. So we're able, within our friend group, to just balance these strengths and weaknesses within our circle. And that's how we get it done quick. And that's how we move on with our lives, because we have things we want to do. We want to go to sports events. We want to hang out. We want to do all that stuff. And so that's how we get it done, and we get it done together. So that's how that works. So how to be a good friend. Number one, don't try to conform every friendship or relationship into being the same. That's how you get bored. Okay. And it's not even gonna happen. Each of my friends, each of your friends, because everyone is different. We all have things that make us who we are. Each of my friends have different personalities and different character traits. That is a huge win for me. And we all individually have our own thing about ourselves that when we get around our friends, that's what they love about us. So, when we all get together, it's so much fun. And I love the diversity in my friend group. And I'm not talking about race, gender. I'm talking about like diversity as in topics. Like, there's so many things that we can talk about within our group, as far as hardships, real life personal things, academics, sports, anything that we go through, we pretty much go through it together and share those things with each other. And each of my friends, they bring such a distinct character trait in my life that I love, or I chase after, or desire in that season of my life. Number two, for how to be a good friend, know the boundaries in very important conversations. Not everything in your head needs to be said, okay? And especially if you are on a rant session with someone, make sure that you are absolutely 100% confident that you want to tell that person your business or whatever has happened. Especially when you get both genders involved. You have to know what to say, how to say it, and when to say it. So number three on how to be a good friend, this is probably one of my favorites to talk about, and it is check on your people. My friends and I, we talk and we communicate. We have a very great communication system in place. We are pretty much down for each other whenever something goes down with one of us. Like we're all in it together. So we talk, but it's not to the point where we talk all day every day. There's moments where we come home and we have our silent moments, and we want to have us to ourselves, and we all understand our little silent moments that we have sometimes and some days. And then there's other moments where we come home and we're texting each other all afternoon and different things like that. So it just varies. It depends on everyone's mood, but we all understand each other, when we have our moments where we want to have fun and joke, and our moments when we want to just have some alone time. But make sure that you check on your people. That's one of my favorite things to do, honestly. Ask somebody, if you know that they're going to need help in a certain subject with something, you can ask them if they need, help with homework or something like that. Or if you have been talking to them, or they've been sharing different things in their life that's been going on, if they've been sharing that with you, and that they're pretty concerned about it, just check in on them and say, hey, how are you doing? And just make sure that they're good. I tell my friends all the time, if you need anything, I am literally always here. I feel like out of 9 out of 24 hours, I'm off the clock. And those 9 hours are pretty much because I'm asleep. Any other time, you got me. You can text, call, chat. I will be up. I stay up late on weekends as well. I accidentally pull all-nighters sometimes. So, I'm always down for my friends if they want to chat, if they need me for anything, because they have been there for me. And the least that I can do is just be there for them, because that's what we do around here. Number 4, being a good friend, simply just be trustworthy. Like, too much is going on. Too much lying, too much gossiping, too much switching up on people for no reason. Too much lying, too much cheating, too much manipulating, just for the sake of being loved and trying to be liked. That's not how you do it. And you're just going to find yourself in a deeper hole of regret when you lose people who find out your defense mechanisms. You're also going to find yourself in a lot of resentment because you created more issues on top of the issues that you already deal with in the first place. And that's what makes that difficult. Because, when you are trustworthy, people feel like they can come and talk to you. Number 1, because you don't seek to use their information as gossip. Number 2, you're open-minded and you're not judgmental. And then 3, because you're simply a great listener. I am so grateful, honestly. And I know it sounds crazy to say this, especially for how much I have talked about my struggle seasons and different things that have gone on in my life. But honestly, in this sense, I am grateful for my various struggle season moments, because I can literally connect to my friends in any situation, just about, whether if it's church, ministry, Jesus, relationship with God, mental illness, mental health, dealing with family, loss, surgery, and physical health, etc. I've gone through it all. I will say that probably the more predominant thing in my friend group that I haven't dealt with is probably separation of parents, or divorce, or single parents. That's about it, because my parents are married. Number 5, this is another one of my favorites to talk about, when it comes to being a good friend. Be encouraging and supportive. Y'all know that I am obsessed with seeing my people win. Like, that is a superior thing for me. It's literally my favorite thing in the world. I love to encourage and support my people, in their most exciting times. And I also love to encourage and support people during their absolute hardest times as well. I have a few friends in my group who have either very similar experiences to me or worse experiences to mine. And a lot of times, it's my girls. I have 3 little sisters within my circle of friends. We were all born in the same year, but just months apart. But my birthday comes first, so I'm the oldest. And I pour into all of my friends, and I love and support all of them. But these 3 girls, as far as their home situations and issues, those 3 girls I really tend to pour into the most, as far as mentally and emotionally, because they are my heart. And a lot of times they'll ask me questions that I would ask my parents, and so my girls, all have working moms, so they trust me with a lot of things, and they trust me with that role because they don't always get that. Whereas my parents are married, I have both parents in the home, and there's a balance between work, family, and church and all those things. So for my parents, for me, I grew up with balance. But for my three sisters, their moms always work. So, they have to learn things through other people, other sources. And so because they trust me as a reliable person, they trust me with a lot of the things that they tell me. And I'm grateful that I'm able to be that backbone for them. And I'm honored, because I know what it feels like to have questions about different things that you should know, especially for your age. And coming from places of hardship, it's easy for me to just help someone else get through it too. So number 6, this one gonna hit deep for some of y'all. It might not. But don't be afraid to tell people when you know they're doing something wrong, or that they can do better. And know how to do it respectfully as well, and not just from a judgmental standpoint. You can't control what someone does, but you can control what you say, and what you say could be the factor that causes them to think differently about that situation or issue. And it also ties into being trustworthy, because if you're a good friend, people trust you enough to tell you the truth in the most loving way possible. The other day I had to have a little pep talk with my little sister, which is one of the 3 girls that I just brought up. And I said, okay, you're letting this person put these expectations on you that are too much for you. And they don't know to stop if you don't tell them that. And you'll just start tolerating until you hate. And you don't want to have all of this emotion built up and then you explode. So, just being able to give them a little pep talk, but still give it in a nice and encouraging way. Friendship, is such a sacred thing. I feel like in this time now, friendship is a word that is used way too loosely, But I love my friends, like genuinely being involved in their lives as much as they allow me to, of course, and me doing the same as well. We have taken the word friend and even the term best friend to an extent that isn't always on a superior level. We have to watch who we call friends and best friends. When you choose the people you hang around, you got to think about what you're getting yourself into. Does this person meet the friendship qualities that I need in my life? Does this person respect my boundaries? Are they always dependent upon me to do every single thing, or are there both parties contributing to the friendship? Am I going to hear my situations that I told one person being gossiped to other people? You got to think about who you are hanging around. And when you hang around the right people, that really just reduces and eliminates a lot of frustration. So, we have to think about those things when it comes to friendships, and also if you notice that your circle is starting to pull apart, if you're starting to notice that you're breaking away from certain people, it's because you're most likely going in a different direction from where they're headed. And you need to declutter the people that you don't need. And I also had to do that, just recently. And since I have done that and I've broken away from a certain friendship, I have been literally the happiest. Oh my goodness, like the joy that I feel is just, there aren't any adequate words to describe it, because literally everything that matters to me is my focus: Jesus, church, friends, family, academics, and music. All of those things. I just find myself just more positive, more goal driven, because I reduced and eliminated the distractions from people that didn't need to be in my life, because I am in a different season of life now, and it's time for new levels and no devils. Okay, let me tell y'all one last thing. Friendship isn't draining when you're connected to the right people and the right people are connected to you, and that's facts. Now listen, I hope you all enjoyed this second episode of Couch Conversations. We will be back with another one. Don't know when I'll throw it in and surprise y'all with another one coming up soon. I can't wait for the next one. It's going to be super good. So make sure you're on the lookout for it. But until then, have a great day.